Hello, this video is brought to you by my supporters on Patreon and my members on YouTube. Minasan, arigatou gozaimasu. My name is Kurt, and this is my Good Life Meditation, an exercise that I do each and every morning a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:48 a.m. on the 9th day of January 2024, day 341 in my countdown to retirement. I do this video to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone, which you can find a copy of if you want from the link down in the description. I also use this time to reflect on the last 24 hours and how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met. I make a plan for the coming day, and I ready myself for death. But before I do any of that, I always like to kick things off with a poem. So turning back to Edward Thomas, I'm going to read today for the first time his poem titled, But These Things Also. There we go. Vocabulary pen at the ready. But these things also are springs. On banks by the roadside, the grass long dead that is grayer now than all the winter it was. The shell of a little snail bleached in the grass, chip of flint and mite of chalk, and the small bird's dung in splashes of purest white. All the white things a man mistakes for earliest violets, who seeks through winter's ruins something to pay winter's debts. While the north wind blows and starlings flocks, by clattering on and on, keep their spirits up in the mist, and spring's here, winter's not gone. All right, I see it. That's a lovely poem, right? Another one of his seasonal transitions. Keats has, Thomas has so many of those, being the walker and the outdoorsman that he was. Or am I again mistaking him for Keats? But I think they were roughly the same in that interest. I'm going to need another pass at this one. This is like a fast flyby. Tomorrow we'll read it again and suss out some of the meaning. But I see the seasons. I see the signs of the seasons in there, and the sense of passage of time. All right. Last night and yesterday, I slept all right, although I don't feel 100% this morning. I'm a solid 95%, not, maybe 90% this morning. Boy, but 90% at age 60 is like better than 100%. It's like 110% at age 30. I could never have dreamed of feeling this good at age 30. What a strange thing to realize all of a sudden. My best days at age 30 were never as good as even a mediocre day in age 60. Wow, the bar has been set so much higher. And not even the bar. It's not something I have to reach for anymore. It's like a sea has flooded and my ship has risen. That's what it's like. That also explains why I'm always saying that I would never go back to a decade prior, even if I were to have all that time to live again, even if I could live it differently, not if I had to go back with the equipage of that time. Give me whatever time remains in whoever I am now. Thank you very much. As for yesterday, let's take a look at my checklist. I've turned the corner in this book, so I'm going back, so it's a little hard to read sometimes. For the 8th, I completed everything that I needed to do. All that's done, and I almost on the work side. I had 2 items that I didn't complete on the work side. So what I do is I take those items and I move them, promote them forward to today's checklist, which I've already got a good start on. I've already completed 3 items there, answered YouTube comments, responded to all meta comments, and responded to all my personal email. Yesterday was a good day. I was at the office. I did get tired driving home. I had to pull over and sleep by the side of the road. Same place I seem to do it often. I just run out of steam about Edinger on the 55, and I pull over there. And this time I parked in the on the street just outside outside of a new car lot, and I noticed when I woke up that the car salesmen were watching me, maybe anticipating I might be a customer about to come in, although I'd been sleeping. I was out. I laid back, I set the seat back, closed my eyes, and the sleep of death. I won't say it felt good afterwards, but at least I wasn't in danger of falling asleep on the road. I thought this problem had passed, but clearly it's not. It's not feeling like any serious thing anymore. It feels like it's just a consequence of my growing old. That's all right. Quiet day otherwise in the mind. More and more my mind is becoming quieted. Giving up on free will was a big point in that. It's more like riding not a roller coaster, but riding, like I always say, an inner tube down a stream, watching the scenery glide by. Nothing really ambushed me yesterday. I was a little nervous in the one big meeting that I had yesterday, just one meeting that I had, and it was a big one. But I pulled it off. I'm on my game at work now. So it's pretty hard for stuff to ambush me anymore there. I don't mean to sound self-congratulatory. I'm dealing with facts. This is part of what this is to deal with the world honestly. And that's something to consider. All right, moving on to then the good life meditation. That is, I'm going to work on the principle called Temperance this morning before I recite the creed. And hopefully I can get through it accurately and completely. Boy, I mussed it up yesterday, yeah. Huh. Okay, let's do Temperance. The principle of temperance is exactly what the word describes: restraint, control, moderation. In all things, what we consume, our food we eat, the alcohol, any type of beverage that we consume, coffee, whatever the case may be, just everything in moderation. In moderation also for our activities, how we work, how we play, what we do, how much we own, how much time we devote to things. Just the right amount, measured out, doled out across the course of our lives. As important as the moderation of consumption is the exercise of self-control that yields that lifestyle. The ability to tell ourselves no, to note when we've had enough, and to exercise restraint. This principle, temperance, is also a hallmark of the Stoic way of life. It is the centerpiece, perhaps, of my efforts to live in modeling the Stoics' example. Let's go ahead and read from the book. This principle and all of the principles and objectives in the book can be read in the chapter titled The Good Life. There it is right there. Let's read it. Temperance. Sub-principles: suffering, simplicity, and apathy. And a quote: "Keep your tongue in your belly under control," from Anthony the Great. Temperance is the controlled consumption of all things, such as food and drink, work and play, and even our thoughts and emotions. I will strive to recognize these consumables and then measure out a reasonable portion for myself, and then strive to consume very little of that. Such worthy living naturally entails some suffering when we deny ourselves our wants, though a simple life makes this easier when the denial becomes part and parcel of our habits and conditioned response. I will then apply apathy towards the intemperance of others, as well as any personal misadventure which is beyond my control. I will recognize my own excess and that of my peers, and then use apathetic indifference as a buffer to prevent my consumption of the feast of offal. Principle number 18. Oh, is it really still number 18? It is. Suffering, simplicity, and apathy are the sub-principles because we suffer when we tell ourselves no. Simplicity, because that is a hallmark of a life lived in temperance, and apathy, which is not caring, but is the sense that we have towards the things that are beyond our control. Tempering our emotions, our want, our desire, our frustrations, our even our engagement with the things that are beyond us. Sudden summer shower falling on our heads when we forgot the umbrella. No need to get upset. Those circumstances are now beyond us. That decision was made. There's so many things that where apathy can be applied that then remove our emotional engagement where it doesn't belong, giving us energy and time to focus our attentions and efforts and energies where they can do better and actually have a real purchase in the world. Okay, I'll go ahead and recite the creed now. My 8 objectives, the things I'm striving for with a good life, are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of my time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, and to do just one thing at a time, and do the thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. And finally, to keep my balance. The principles now, and let's see if I can get all 35, are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil. Purpose, atomic principle, nature, pirate ride, maturity. Social principle, family, public speaking. Distraction, agency in the great indifference. The best seat in the house, temperance, that which must be borne, the feast of offal. Boy, I got it wrong, didn't I? Distraction. The restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion. The season of philosophy. Script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility. Nothing is enough. The principle of fun. And being prepared. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33. Somehow I missed 2. I felt myself stumble there. This is strange. Last week I had a couple of days in a row, I just nailed them, and now I can't. This is a couple of days in a row I can't nail them. A little scary how it just evaporates away from my mind. Anyway, they're in the book if you want to have a good look at them. Don't trust my poor enumeration. All right, so as for today, it's a work day, it's a Tuesday, so I have both a personal column and a work column. And I have, there are 9 items on each. I'm about halfway through. Well, the Good Life will be done soon. The Bible study will be done soon. It's only 5:04 a.m. I don't start work for another hour and a half-ish. So I'll probably get almost all the way through. I can complete the remaining personal items during my breaks, my 2 20-minute breaks, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and my lunch break as well. I also have an hour in the afternoon, in the evening after my ocean swim, when I can do it before Yumiko finishes work and we go for our walk. So I'll get through the personal stuff. The work stuff, pretty ambitious day today. Ugh, tired. But still, work is a safe zone because I've spent so much of my life doing this that I don't really know. It scares me to imagine having every day to myself. Even though I can create a list and fill it out with stuff. Scary nonetheless. I keep threatening to continue working. And my wife, she doesn't tell me, well, she's clearly not in alignment with that idea. She wants me to stop working on time, which is December 16th, 2024. Although I think she's all right with me taking on contract work if I want, if I need to. This move is going to be expensive. I may not be in a position to fully stop working when we're done. Plus, that would make me feel better to not fully stop. Although I do, there's a part of me that does and a part of me that doesn't. It's scary. It's really scary. Now it's even scarier now that we're in 2024, in the year, in the venue when it's going to happen. Okay, let's round this off. The last thing I do is to prepare myself for death by asking myself 3 questions. Are my affairs in order? Are my relationships sound? And is my life's work complete? The first one is yes, my affairs are in order. The third one, my life's work is complete. Yes. The second one is are my relationships sound? Yes, except for my mom, which I talk about sometimes. I reached out to her last week. She didn't answer the phone. She didn't return my call. No surprise there. She doesn't want to. But I haven't heard from her in a long time. So I'll try again today. I'll add that to my list. Call mom. Just to hear her voice, or at least to get her to respond and leave me a message, and then to hear her voice, to know that she's all right. I guess I'm done. I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.